Welcome to the lecture number 15 of module 4. In this lecture, we should start studying the oblique incidence of the electromagnetic wave at the media interface. In the previous lectures, we already completed studying the normal incidence of the wave at the medium interface. So we have considered the two mediums, medium 1 and medium 2, are separated by an interface defined by z equal to 0 plane or xy plane. So if you consider this is x axis, this is z axis, and the axis which is coming out of the paper as y axis. So xy plane will separate the medium 1 from medium 2. Here we have defined two cases. The first case is at the interface the wave is incident normal, and the second case is the wave is incident at some angle. The first case is called as normal incidence of the wave. The second case is called as oblique incidence of the wave. So since we have considered xy plane is separating the medium 1 with medium 2, for the wave to be normally incident to the interface, the wave must travel along the z direction. Then only it will incident the xy plane normally. But now the case is different. For oblique incidence of the wave must incident at some angle to the interface separating the two media. Means the wave is not traveling along the z direction now. It is traveling in some arbitrary direction and hitting the interface at some angle. So for the normal incidence case, the wave is traveling along the z direction. The incident wave is traveling along the z direction means the direction of the wave ak bar is equal to az bar. The corresponding transmitted wave is also traveling along the z direction, whereas the reflected wave is traveling along the negative z direction, means ak bar is equal to minus az bar for the reflected wave. Since we already know the mathematical expression for the electromagnetic wave which is propagating along the positive z direction or negative z direction, we have determined the relation between the incident wave to the transmitted wave as well as the reflected wave. For the present case, the wave is not propagating in positive z direction. It is propagating in some arbitrary direction. So our objective now is to determine how to represent a wave which is propagating in some arbitrary direction, not in z direction. It is propagating in some arbitrary direction. Now we should be able to represent that wave mathematically. Then only we can define the relation between the incident wave to the reflected wave as well as the transmitted wave. Hence, in order to study the oblique incidence of the electromagnetic wave at the medium interface, first we have to derive the mathematical expression for the wave which is propagating in some arbitrary direction. So in this lecture we are going to first start studying the plane wave in some arbitrary direction. Let us consider the coordinate axis. This is z, x, and this is y. So let us assume the wave is propagating in some arbitrary direction. So let this be the direction of the wave propagation, which is given, the unit vector along the wave propagation is given by ak bar. So in this direction the wave is propagating. Now we have to represent mathematically the expression for the electric field and the magnetic field corresponding to the wave which is propagating in this direction. Before we start deriving the mathematical expression for the wave propagating in arbitrary direction, let us see how we have represented the electromagnetic wave which is propagating along the z direction. So in the first lecture of module 4, we have derived the expression for the electromagnetic wave propagating in a lossy dielectric medium. So we got the expression for the electric field for the wave propagating along the z direction as, in a lossy dielectric medium, E bar of z comma t is equal to E naught e power minus alpha z cos of omega t minus beta z ax bar, and the magnetic field is equal to h naught e power minus alpha z cos of omega t minus beta z ay bar. So while deriving the expression for the electromagnetic wave in a lossy dielectric medium, we have assumed the wave is propagating along z direction and the electric field has only one component, that is along x direction. The corresponding magnetic field we got along the y direction. So this is the mathematical representation of an electromagnetic wave propagating along the z direction in a lossy dielectric medium. For simplicity, let us assume the medium is a lossless medium. For a lossless medium, the conductivity will be equal to 0. When the conductivity is equal to 0, the attenuation constant is also equal to 0. Then the equations for the electric field and magnetic field will be reduced to, so E naught into e power alpha z. In place of alpha, if you put 0, you will get it as E naught cos of omega t minus beta z ax bar. H bar of z gamma t is equal to h naught cos of, so put alpha equal to 0, e power 0 is equal to 1, so you will get h naught cos of omega t minus beta z a bar. So if you observe the expression for the electric field or magnetic field, it has a constant E naught cos of omega t minus beta z and its direction. Since we have assumed the electric field has only x component, you have just E naught into ax bar into cos of omega t minus beta z. If you assume the electric field has all x, y, z components, then you can also consider all those components. So you can write the electric field which has all the components as, so it has x component, y component and z component. So you can write this as EOX ax bar plus EOY ay bar plus EOZ az bar. So the electric field has components along x, y and z into cos of omega t minus beta z. So this is the general way of representing the electric field which has all the three components x, y and z. Since the wave is propagating along the z direction, for the wave to be transverse electromagnetic wave, it should not have component along the z direction. So if this is equal to 0, then the wave is said to be transverse electromagnetic wave, because for a TEM wave, the electric field should not have a component along the direction of propagation. So as the wave is propagating along the z direction, if it does not have a component along z direction, then the resultant wave is called as transverse electromagnetic wave. It may have both x component and y component. If it does not have any of this component, also it is a TEM wave only. So EOX ax bar into cos of omega t minus beta z is also TEM wave. Only the condition for the wave to be TEM is it should not have component of the electric field along the direction of propagation. So if that is satisfied, then the wave is said to be TEM. Now this wave is TEM wave because it has x component only, but the wave is propagating along z direction. This is TEM wave. If you remove this, this is also TEM wave. But if it has a component along the z direction, then this is not TEM wave. It is a general wave expression. So if you consider E naught bar is equal to EOX ax bar plus EOY ay bar plus EOZ az bar, then you can write this as E bar of z comma t is equal to E naught bar into cos of omega t minus beta z. The other way of representing this is real part of E naught bar into e power j omega t minus beta z. So the electric field having all the components can be represented with E naught bar into cos of omega t minus beta z, which can also be written as real part of E naught bar into e power j omega t minus beta z. So this is the general way of expressing the electric field for the wave propagating along the z direction. If you observe this expression, this consists of E naught bar. E naught bar will give the orientation of the electric field, which is given by this expression. Cos of omega t minus beta z. Omega t is nothing but the time factor, and beta into z minus beta into z will give the phase of the electric field as the wave is propagating along the z direction. So if you know the orientation of the electric field, and if you know how the phase of the signal is changing as the wave is propagating along that direction, then you can easily represent the electric field corresponding to that EM wave. So the requirement here is what is the orientation of the electric field, and if you know how the phase of the signal is changing as the wave is propagating along the z direction, you are able to represent the electromagnetic wave propagating along the z direction. Similarly, the corresponding magnetic field can be represented as h bar of z comma t is equal to h naught bar into cos of omega t minus beta z, or you can write it as real part of h naught bar into e power j omega t minus beta z. So if you know the orientation of the electric field or the orientation of the magnetic field and how the phase of the signal is changing as the wave is propagating in that particular direction, you can represent the electromagnetic wave in the propagating in that direction. So here in this example, since the wave is propagating along the z direction, we define the variation of the phase with respect to distance travelled by the wave as beta into z. So beta into z will give the phase at any location along the direction of propagation. So if the wave is propagating, here the wave is propagating along the z direction. So if you consider this is the origin, beta z will define the phase of the wave along the direction of propagation. So if you want what is the phase of the electric field after travelling a distance of 2 meters, or what is the phase of the electromagnetic wave after travelling a distance of 2 meters. So the phase is given by z is equal to 2 meters. The phase is equal to beta into z, means 2 into beta is the phase. So if you know the expression for the phase variation with respect to the distance travelled by the wave, you can easily represent the electromagnetic wave propagating in any direction. So here beta into z is called as space phase, means how the phase is changing with respect to space. So from this you can conclude that if you know the direction of orientation of the electric field and magnetic field and how the phase of the signal is changing as the wave is propagating, we can easily represent the electromagnetic wave mathematically. So beta into z is nothing but the space phase. So one more thing here is to be noted. So if you consider a fixed distance z equal to z dash. So when a wave travels a distance of z equal to z dash, the phase at this location is given by beta into z dash is the phase. So z equal to z dash is a plane which is perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So z equal to z dash is a z constant plane. Z equal to z dash is a z constant plane. This plane is perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of the wave. Every point on this plane, the phase remains to be equal to beta into z dash. Because the location is fixed, the distance is fixed from the origin, the phase at this location will remain to be beta into z dash at whatever time you observe the waveform. You observe at 1 second, 2 seconds or 10 seconds, but after travelling a distance of z equal to z dash, the electromagnetic wave will have a phase equal to beta into z dash. So this plane which defines a constant phase, we call this plane as constant phase plane. So if you are able to know the equation for this constant phase plane and the value of beta, then you will be able to determine the expression for the phase variation of the signal as the wave is propagating. So if you know this too, you can easily represent the electromagnetic wave propagating in any arbitrary direction. So for example, if I consider the wave is, if this is the origin, the wave is not propagating along the z direction. If it is propagating in some arbitrary direction, let this be the direction of the electromagnetic wave. If you know the expression for the constant phase plane, the constant phase plane will be normal to the direction of propagation. So for this case, the constant phase plane will be normal to the direction of propagation. So this is on this plane, the phase will be constant for the wave propagating in this particular direction. So how to know the equation for this plane and how to calculate the phase on this plane. So how to do this? The wave is started propagating from 0 along this direction. If you know the distance the wave has traveled, let this point be equal to p. So the distance traveled by the wave is given by mod OP bar. So the distance traveled is equal to mod OP bar, means the phase at this location is equal to beta into mod OP bar. So this defines the phase variation as the wave is propagating along this direction. So this is the direction of the electromagnetic wave. Unit vector along this direction is given by AK bar. So beta into OP bar will give the phase after traveling a distance of mod OP. So if you know the general expression for the distance traveled in this direction, you can calculate the phase by just multiplying it with beta. So if you know beta into distance, means phase variation with respect to distance, you can easily represent the electric field or the magnetic field for the wave which is propagating in this arbitrary direction. So our objective is, first you have to find the general expression for the representation of the distance traveled by the wave along this direction into the phase constant will give the phase variation of the wave which is propagating in this direction. Then you can easily represent the expression for the electric field and magnetic field. The electric field may be oriented in any direction. It may be oriented in this plane or it may be oriented in any direction. If you know the direction of the electric field along with phase variation as the wave is propagating, you can represent the electric field. Similarly, you can represent the magnetic field also if you know the orientation of the magnetic field and how the phase of the magnetic field is changing as the wave is traveling along this direction. So to know the variation of the phase along this direction, you should be able to represent the distance traveled, which is equal to mod OP bar into beta will give the phase variation, means space phase. So if you know space phase and the orientation of electric field and magnetic field in any direction, you can easily represent the electromagnetic wave propagating in that direction. So with this knowledge, let us start deriving the mathematical expression for the electromagnetic wave propagating in arbitrary direction. So if you consider the coordinate system Z, X, Y, let us consider the wave is propagating in some arbitrary direction. Let this be the direction in which the wave is propagating. So this is the wave direction. So the unit vector along the wave direction is given by AK bar. So how to represent the unit vector along the wave direction? So if you know the angle made by this vector with all the coordinates x, y and z, then you can represent AK bar using direction cosines. So if you consider the angle made by this vector phi x, the angle made by this vector with the y-axis, let it be equal to phi y, and the angle made with the z-axis be equal to phi z. Then you can represent the unit vector along this direction using direction cosines. AK bar is equal to cos phi x AX bar plus cos phi y AY bar plus cos phi z AZ bar. So cos phi x, cos phi y and cos phi z are called as direction cosines. So cos phi x, cos phi y and cos phi z are called as direction cosines. So if you know the angles made by the vector with all the axes, then you can represent the unit vector along the direction by this expression. So we got the unit vector along this direction AK bar. So now we are trying to represent the wave propagating along this direction. To do that, we should know how the phase is varying as the wave is propagating. So for that, let us consider the constant phase plane. So the constant phase plane will be perpendicular to the direction of the wave propagation. So let us consider this is the plane. So this is the plane. Let us consider this is the plane. So as the wave is propagating like this, so this is the plane. This plane is perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So we call this plane as constant phase plane. So if you are able to define the expression for this constant phase plane and multiply with beta, you will get the phase variation with respect to distance. Then we can easily represent the electromagnetic wave propagating in this direction. So let us consider the point where this plane has intersect this vector b equal to p. This is the origin. So if you know the distance traveled by the wave, which is given by mod OP bar, you can calculate the phase at this plane is equal to beta into mod OP bar. Now we should know what is mod OP bar. To do that, let us consider some arbitrary point Q whose coordinates are given by x comma y comma z. Then the positional vector of the point Q is given by OQ bar. So OQ bar is the positional vector or the radial vector, because you are finding the vector directed from origin towards this point. Let it be represented by R bar. The radial vector R bar or the positional vector of the point Q, OQ bar, is given by x into AX bar plus y into AY bar plus z into AZ bar. So we know the vector equation for this point. We want to know what is the length of this vector. Mod OP bar we want. So if you see here, if I draw this here, this is OP, this is Q, point Q, which is equal to x, y and z. If I project a perpendicular onto the line, onto this line, then if I project this onto this line, this will give the length of this vector, because the projection of this vector in this direction, this is the direction of the wave propagation, AK bar. So if you project this point Q onto the direction of wave propagation, it will give the length of the vector OP bar. I can consider the point anywhere on this plane. This XYZ may be anywhere on this plane. So if this is the plane, so I have considered a point here on this plane. If I project a perpendicular to the point P is at this location, P is OP bar. This is the vector which is directed from origin to this point P. If I consider any arbitrary point on this plane Q, and if I project a perpendicular to the point P anywhere, the projected will give a length equal to OP bar. Means if I project OQ bar in the direction of the wave propagation, it must give the length of the vector OP bar. So OQ bar dot AK bar is equal to mod OP bar is the equation of the constant plane. This is the equation of the constant plane. So equation of constant plane is nothing but OQ bar dot AK bar is equal to mod OP bar. Mod OP bar is a constant. But OQ bar you have considered it to be R bar. R bar dot AK bar is equal to mod OP bar. So if you know the length OP bar, the phase on this constant plane, so phase of the plane, is equal to beta into mod OP bar. So which is equal to beta into R bar dot AK bar, because mod OP bar is equal to R bar dot AK bar, or otherwise you can write beta into A dot B is same as B dot A, so you can write this as AK bar dot R bar, R bar dot AK bar or AK bar dot R bar. This can be written as beta into AK bar dot R bar. Beta into AK bar is represented as K bar, whose magnitude is equal to beta and whose direction is given along the direction of wave propagation. So K bar is called as propagation vector. So the propagation vector k bar is always directed along the direction of the wave propagation, and its magnitude is equal to the phase constant. So k bar is called as the propagation vector. The magnitude of k bar is equal to beta. Now let us determine what is beta into a k bar, which is equal to k bar. K bar is equal to beta into a k bar. A k bar is equal to cos phi x ax bar plus cos phi y ay bar plus cos phi z az bar, which is equal to beta into cos phi x ax bar plus beta into cos phi y ay bar plus beta into cos phi z az bar. So this is the propagation vector, which is also called as wave number vector, which is also called as wave number vector. So the propagation vector or the wave number vector, which is equal to k bar beta into ak bar, is given by this, which can also be represented as, if you consider beta into cos phi x is equal to kx, beta into cos phi y is equal to ky, and beta into cos phi z is kz, then you can write k bar is equal to kx ax bar plus ky ay bar plus kz az bar. Modulus of k bar is equal to, so if this is the vector, so this is the vector kx ax bar, ky ay bar, kz az bar. The modulus of this vector is root over of kx square plus ky square plus kz square. But the magnitude of this vector is equal to beta. So you can write beta square is equal to kx square plus ky square plus kz square. So beta is the phase constant. Since we have assumed the wave is propagating in a lossless medium, the beta is given by omega root mu epsilon. So beta square means omega root mu epsilon whole square is equal to kx square plus ky square plus kz square. Or you can write kx square plus ky square plus kz square is equal to omega square mu epsilon. You have to remember this equation. So now we got the phase of the plane is equal to beta into mod of b bar, which is equal to beta ak bar dot r bar, which can be written as k bar dot r bar. So this will give the phase variation as the wave is propagating along this direction. So once you know the phase variation with distance, you can easily represent the mathematical expression for the wave propagating in this direction as, so let us consider let us represent the electric field in this direction. E bar is equal to E naught bar. E naught bar is the orientation of the electric field into cos of omega t minus beta z, actually for the wave which is propagating along z direction. Now the wave is propagating along the direction ak bar. So you can represent the phase variation with distance as k bar dot r bar. So this is the phase variation with distance. So you can write it as minus k bar dot r bar. So E bar is equal to E naught bar cos of omega t minus k bar dot r bar is the electric field corresponding to the wave which is propagating in some arbitrary direction, that is ak bar. So now our objective is to determine the corresponding magnetic field. This can be obtained by solving the Maxwell's equations. So finally we got the expression for the electric field corresponding to the wave propagating in some arbitrary direction as E bar of its positional vector is given by r bar and t is equal to E naught bar cos of omega t minus k bar dot r bar. So this is the expression for the electric field for the wave propagating in some arbitrary direction. We have considered the unit vector along the direction of the wave propagation as ak bar, which is given by cos of phi x ax bar plus cos of phi y ay bar plus cos of phi z az bar. So this is the unit vector along the direction of the wave propagation, and r bar is the positional vector. This is positional vector given by x into ax bar plus y into ay bar plus z into az bar. And k bar is called as propagation vector. It is given by kx into ax bar plus ky into ay bar plus kz into az bar. The relation between the propagation vector and ak bar is given by beta into ak bar is equal to k bar. Means the modulus of k bar is equal to beta. Or you have already derived the modulus of k bar, which is equal to kx square plus ky square plus kz square under root is equal to beta. For simplicity, we have assumed the medium in which this wave is propagating as lossless. For a lossless medium, beta is given by omega root mu epsilon. So you got the relation between beta and the components of k as omega square mu epsilon is equal to kx square plus ky square plus kz square. Now let us start deriving the expression for the corresponding magnetic field. So this can be obtained from the Maxwell's equation. So let us consider the Maxwell's equation del cross E bar. So del cross E bar is equal to minus dou B bar by dou T. So if you represent the electric field in its phasor form, you can write the Maxwell's equation in the phasor form is del cross Es bar is equal to minus j omega mu into Hs bar. So this is the Maxwell's equation in the phasor form. From this you can write Hs bar is equal to 1 by j omega mu minus 1 by minus j omega mu into del cross Es bar. So if you know the phasor form of the electric field for the wave propagating in some arbitrary direction, then you can determine the corresponding magnetic field in its phasor form as Hs bar is equal to minus 1 by or 1 by minus j omega mu into del cross Es bar. So now let us determine the phasor form of the electric field and calculate del cross Es bar and substitute in this equation. Then we will get the corresponding magnetic field in its phasor form. If you want the magnetic field in its instantaneous form H bar, just you have to take the real part of its phasor form into e power j omega t. So using this equation, let us start deriving the expression for the magnetic field in its phasor form. So we got Hs bar is equal to 1 by minus j omega mu into del cross Es bar. So we got the electric field expression for the wave propagating in arbitrary direction as a function of the positional vector r bar and time t is E naught bar into cos of omega t minus k bar dot r bar. Now we have to obtain the phasor form of this electric field. So now you can write this as real part of E naught bar into e power j omega t minus k bar dot r bar. Cos of omega t minus k bar dot r bar can be written as real part of e power j theta. This can be further simplified as real part of E naught bar into e power minus j k bar dot r bar into e power j omega t. So if you consider this term is independent of time. Hence this is nothing but the phasor form of the electric field Es bar. So you got Es bar is equal to E naught bar into e power minus j k bar dot r bar, where E naught bar will define the orientation of the electric field. So E naught bar is equal to EOX AX bar plus EOY AY bar plus EOZ AZ bar. This we have already defined earlier. So here we have defined E naught bar is equal to EOX AX bar plus EOY AY bar plus EOZ AZ bar. So you can write ES bar is equal to EOX, which is equal to E naught bar into e power minus j k bar dot r bar, which can be written as E naught bar is equal to EOX AX bar plus EOY AY bar plus EOZ AZ bar into e power minus j k bar dot r bar. It can be simplified as EOX e power minus j k bar dot r bar into AX bar plus EOY e power minus j k bar dot r bar into AY bar plus EOZ into e power minus j k bar dot r bar into AZ bar. So the phasor form of the electric field ES bar is equal to, this defines the x component of the electric field, let it be equal to Ex. This defines the y component of the electric field, let it be Ey, and this defines the z component of the electric field, let it be Ez. So you can write the phasor form of the electric field as Ex, Ax bar plus Ey, Ay bar plus Ez, Az bar. So Ex is equal to EOX e power minus j k bar dot r bar, Ey bar is equal to this, and Ez bar is equal to this. So now we got the phasor form of the electric field. So now we have to calculate del cross Es bar. So del cross Es bar is equal to determinant of Ax bar, Ay bar, Az bar. Del is nothing but dou by dou x Ax bar, dou by dou y Ay bar, dou by dou z Az bar. And Es bar you got it as Ex Ax bar plus Ey Ay bar plus Ez Az bar. Now we have to find the determinant of this and substitute in this expression. We will get the phasor form of the magnetic field. So now our objective is to determine this. Let us consider the x component. The x component is equal to dou by dou y of Ez minus dou by dou z of Ey. Dou by dou y of Ez minus dou by dou z of Ey. Before that, let us consider this term minus j k bar dot r bar, which is equal to minus j k bar is equal to kx Ax bar plus ky Ay bar plus kz Az bar dot r bar. R bar is given by x into Ax bar plus y into Ay bar plus z into Az bar. So this is the positional vector, this is the propagation vector, which can be written as minus j. So the dot product of k bar dot r bar is nothing but Ax bar dot Ax bar will be equal to 1. Ax bar dot Ay bar will be equal to 0. Ax bar dot Az bar equal to 0. So as you are doing the dot products, you will get it as kx into x plus ky into y plus kz into z. So this is minus j k bar dot r bar. Now let us solve the first differentiation for the x component, dou by dou y of Ez. Dou by dou y of Ez is equal to dou by dou y of Ez is equal to EOZ e power minus j k bar dot r bar. So you will write it as EOZ into e power minus j k bar dot r bar, which is equal to EOZ is a constant, bring it outside. Now you have to differentiate e power minus j k bar dot r bar, which is equal to EOZ into e power minus j k bar dot r bar into dou by dou z of minus j k bar dot r bar. So differentiation of e power something will be equal to e power something into dou by dou z of that something. So you will get it as EOZ e power minus j k bar dot r bar into dou by dou z of minus j k bar dot r bar. Minus j k bar dot r bar is equal to this you got. Differentiating with respect to y. You have to differentiate with respect to y. So if you differentiate this with respect to y, since you are differentiating with respect to y, you will be left with minus j ky. So you will get minus j ky, which can be further simplified as EOZ into e power minus j k bar dot r bar is one term into minus j ky is the other term. But EOZ into e power minus j k bar dot r bar is equal to Ez. So it is equal to Ez into minus j ky, which is equal to dou by dou y of Ez. So if you differentiate the z component of the phasor form of the electric field with respect to y, then you will get Ez z component into minus j ky. means dou by dou y is equivalent to minus j ky. Differentiating with respect to y is nothing but multiplying with minus j ky. Similarly, you can determine dou by dou x is equivalent to minus j kx. Also, dou by dou z is equal to minus j kz. So, in place of dou by dou x, dou by dou y and dou by dou z, I can replace it with minus j kx, ky and kz respectively. So, this is equal to modulus of ax bar, ay bar, az bar. This is equal to minus j kx minus j ky, and this is minus j kz. This is equal to ex, ey, ez. So del cross es bar is equal to this. But minus j kx minus j ky minus j kz is nothing but you are finding the cross product of minus j k bar with es bar. So it is equivalent to finding minus j k bar. You are doing cross product with es bar. So del cross es bar is equivalent to minus j k bar cross es bar. So if you substitute this result in this expression, you will get the expression for the magnetic field. So you got this is equal to del cross E bar is equal to minus j k bar cross Es bar. So if we substitute here, we will get 1 by minus j omega mu del cross Es bar, you got it as minus j k bar cross Es bar. So minus j will get cancelled. It is equal to 1 by omega mu k bar cross Es bar. So Hs bar is equal to 1 by omega mu k bar cross Es bar. Now let us summarize what we have obtained. We got the expression for the electric field for the wave propagating in arbitrary direction as E bar of r bar comma t is equal to E naught bar cos of omega t minus k bar dot r bar, which can also be represented as real part of E naught bar into e power j omega t minus k bar dot r bar. The corresponding phasor form of the electric field, you got it as E naught e power minus j k bar dot r bar. From this we derived the phasor form of the magnetic field as Hs bar is equal to 1 by omega mu into k bar cross Es bar. Or you can also write this as k bar cross Es bar is equal to omega mu into Hs bar. From this you can note that we can get the vector component of the magnetic field if you know the vector component of the electric field. So in this way we derived the expression for the electric field and the magnetic field for the wave propagating in arbitrary direction.